Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Affordable Flyers, where is Mosaic? FAA issues mandatory technical directive for several Zenair types. FAA reverses controversial aircraft testing limitation. And I'm your host, Holland Lee. Welcome to Airborne Affordable Flyers, our weekly program designed to help you get and stay in aviation as affordably as possible. Overseen by the editorial staff of the award-winning Sport Plane Resource Guide, we know well the challenges faced by today's sport flyers, and we're here to help you enjoy flying to the utmost. Let's get into today's stories. Where is Mosaic? While many either celebrate or bemoan the inauguration of Donald Trump to a second term as president, there was little doubt that there would be serious changes and possible bottlenecks in the wind. Where the long-awaited and much-needed Mosaic rule is concerned, the limbo appears to be getting stretched even further. The various types of legalese are many and complex, but the administration's desire to for now cease all new rulemaking for additional analysis and approvals appears to be a serious holdup for a reg that was already seriously held up and failed to be delivered in the timeframes once promised. Adding to the vexation is the fact that we are without a real live official FAA administrator, and none has yet even been nominated, though the Secretary of Transportation slot was just recently filled, which may at some point aid the process. While a number of self-proclaimed sport and GA experts have loudly broadcast their opinion on what to expect, the truth is this: everything is on hold, and even the most senior people we've contacted in the FAA and DOT don't have a clue as to whether Mosaic can or will make a debut at Oshkosh, despite the industry's desperate need for this relief. We'll keep you informed if anything changes. Stay tuned. After the break, EASA issues emergency AD for certain Rotax engines.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/rusty today for details.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. EASA issues emergency AD for certain Rotax engines. EASA issued an emergency AD for certain Rotax engines installed on various GA aircraft. Rotax previously notified owners of such aircraft about the issue through its own alert service bulletin in December 2024. It applies to all models and all serial numbers of the Rotax 912 ISC Sport, 915 ISC-A, 915 ISC C24, 916 ISC-A, 916 ISC-B, and 916 ISC C24 series. The reason is that the production line reported a deviation in manufacturing that caused an excessive amount of Loctite to be applied at the Sprag clutch housing and/or oil spray nozzle of the affected engines. DJI debuts new flip drone. China-based manufacturer DJI recently launched its new Flip drone to cater to content creators and newbies. It serves as the successor to the DJI Neo, maintaining the older drone's efficiency while adding some much-needed improvements to image quality. The Flip drone is a compact, foldable model that weighs under 249 grams, making it highly portable and exempt from FAA registration requirements for recreational use. It's equipped with a 1.3-inch CMOS sensor, capable of capturing 48-megapixel photos and shooting 4K HDR videos at 60 frames per second. Aeroprakt flaunts its handicap-friendly design. Aeroprakt offers a handicapable version of their A22LS. The company intends to utilize the aircraft to expand flight training accessibility for disabled students. The A22LS is a two-seat high-wing LSA with a metal airframe and tricycle landing gear. The engine, a Rotax 912 UL-ULS, peaks at 5,800 RPM and produces a typical 110 to 115 knot cruise. The Aeroprakt 22 can be easily reconfigured in the factory to suit the needs of disabled pilots. With some linkage swaps, the aircraft can include a rudder control stick located between the seats. Aura-Aero's electric Integral E preps for E-plane market. Aura-Aero's first fully electric aircraft, the Integral E, took its maiden flight in late 2024. This milestone supports the manufacturer's vision of reducing its emissions by 55% over the next 5 years. Kassaad co-founded Aura-Aero alongside 2 aeronautical engineers in 2018. Since then, the company has churned out 2 aircraft, the Integral R and the Integral S. Both planes are 2-seater, low-wing designs specifically curated for flight training and optimized lightness, with a wood carbon construction and modern features. The aircraft are currently working towards FAA and EASA certifications. That's it for today's Trip Around the Patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. FAA issues mandatory technical directive for several Zenair types. The FAA has released MTD-1-2025 for the, quote, inspection of horizontal stabilizer tailplane attachment brackets and associated hardware for cracks, looseness, and other forms of distress, end quote, which is issued for Zenair CH601, CH650, CH701, CH750, and variants of these 4 models. FAA states that a number of cases have been found whereby the structural integrity of the horizontal stabilizer mountings on the Zenair types identified above have been compromised by one or more of the following: cracking of the attachment brackets, oversized holes, loose rivets, and distorted and chafed brackets. They note that these problems could occur due to a number of factors, including poor build quality, a buildup of tolerances in the positioning or dimensions of the brackets, improper assembly, rough treatment, or in-flight vibration. Failure of a tailplane attachment could result in degraded controllability in flight or loss of control. Special inspections of this area have been recommended by Zenair since January 2017. In their document, Mandatory Action January 2017, Inspection of Horizontal Stabilizer Tail Attachment Brackets. This mandatory technical directive mandates the safety action for aircraft operating on LAA permits to fly. Based in the UK, the LAA supports the amateur-build aircraft movement and provides comprehensive engineering facilities that support their permit-to-fly airworthiness system. And after these messages, FAA reverses controversial aircraft testing limitation.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
Direct Fly USA proudly introduces the new Alto NG, a single-engine, 2-seat light sport aircraft for the North American market. This simple, all-metal aircraft design provides low-maintenance cost, easy, comfortable access, and responsive flight controls. Equipped with the Rotax 912 engine and a ballistic parachute, the Alto NG is reliable and safe. Learn more about the Alto NG at directflyusa.com.
Welcome back. FAA reverses controversial aircraft testing limitation. The FAA overturned a policy set in December involving experimental aircraft testing. The regulation limited aircraft in Phase 1 to operating out of only a single airport. The Order 8130.2K was issued on August 28th and took effect in December. It cut down the number of airports permitted for Phase 1 flight testing. The previous wording stated, quote, "This aircraft may only operate from identifying name of airports," end quote, to be filled in by the appropriate inspector or DAR. This enforced no specific cap on the number of airports that could be listed. The more recent wording allowed only one airfield to be listed, though, quote, "a second airfield may be listed with the valid justification of a specific flight test or safety requirement," end quote. Many had big problems with the limitation, especially since Phase 1 requires ensuring that the aircraft can operate in different environments. With only one field permitted for use, inspectors could not verify an aircraft's performance with various runway surfaces, wind conditions, or traffic volumes. The EAA immediately presented its concerns to the FAA, calling the order, quote, "an unnecessary limitation in available airports," end quote, that would, quote, "add needless complication to an already stressful situation," end quote. The FAA's new policy memo reverses the change in Phase 1 limitations and brings back the original allowance. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.